Seaweed is one of those surprisingly delicious snacks.
I've heard they're salty and delicious and crunchy.
I mean, it's really, really good. So I went to go see Superman. We went to go see Superman
We
yesterday.
did. Mm-hmm.
It's all the rave.
Yes, indeed.
It was packed to the hilt.
It was. But, as a outer borough resident, I enjoyed the fact that it wasn't as crowded as it would have been in my borough.
Okay.
I mean, it was packed for sure. Like every seat was filled, but it was like not so crazy. So I enjoyed the overall experience.
It was a good movie.
Yes.
Now, what's interesting, right? Like, Superman is a hero.
Mm-hmm.
He's an American icon.
Mm-hmm.
But he would have been considered an undocumented alien and subject to deportation.
Yes, interesting parallels, Denoda.
Right?
Agreed.
You have Superman,
A meta-human.
and we're not going to do any spoilers because perhaps there are some people who haven't seen it yet.
That's true. We have to be mindful.
So, but he certainly would have been under this new regime.
Mm-hmm.
King, section, thus and so.
For
he
sure.
would be subject to deportation.
Yeah, because he's an other.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting, right? Because you look at what was happening in the movie. You have like some of they found unique ways, and look, again, we're not going to do any spoilers, but they found unique, interesting ways to integrate.
Yes.
Like what is happening socially.
Yes,
in
we're able
communities
to draw distinct parallels between
100%.
certain characters and real life people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like the MAGA movement promotes border enforcement, nationalism, contrary to the Superman story.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have Superman, but again, the very way in which America is, its morals, values, and principles, like what it represents symbolically.
It's the fabric of integration, and it's a melting pot, and different people can come here and find success, and it's open for all and any.
And it's quite the conundrum because the irony, a symbol of American hope, wouldn't pass immigration today.
You're right. Not
Right.
in these times.
Not at all. Under the regime of
so and so.
suction, thus and so.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna refer to him as because his name is unworthy
Agreed.
of our breath.
Absolutely. Let's not.
He's
give
an utter
him-
buffoon.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I don't care if you like it. That's your business. It ain't mine. He's a fool. He knows it. He'll tell you. If you had a conversation with him, he'll tell you, listen, I stupid.
And so we empower him by saying his name, and we won't do that here.
Not at all. But it was I think overall, like cinematically, it was a really, really good movie.
It was.
It had a lot of interesting themes and concepts. And I like the fact that they managed to integrate, some of the current day, I would say, elements.
Yes.
In terms of you had AI, right?
Yes.
You had pieces about like social unrest. It found an interesting way to even incorporate, the conflict that is currently taking place in the Gaza.
Yes.
And I need not recount it. It's clear.
Yes.
Your position is your position. But I like how the movie managed to weave these different ideas together. I thought that was pretty fascinating. And, it was pretty, I thought it was neat, having the dog. The dog, and again, we're not going to do any spoilers, but the dog was refreshing to see how they managed to bring in, quote unquote, America's best friend.
Right. Agreed. I also like how they poke fun at people's obsession with social media.
Yes.
Right. Everyone had their phones out in certain parts of the movie, and obsessions with selfies and bashing people, not to give anything away, but those were like elements throughout, which was fun.
And one thing I give credit to as well is they didn't shy away from some of the tough topics. You know, the current immigration issues, families being separated, deported by ICE, the ICE raids that's taking place throughout the nation. It's deplorable.
It is. It is. It was just very interesting how they interwove this into Superman. Like a lot of us who grew up on Superman or elements of Superman, this wasn't a thing back then.
Not at all.
It was very smart production and writing to interweave current events into a classic superhero.
Listen, I was watching a video and it hurt my heart as I was watching it. Because you have, ICE agents. I think for the most part, people who, serve the public, civil servants, whether you're a police officer or you work for the FBI. I think these men and women they come to work every day seeking to do a good job. Right? And you want people to take their oath and their duty seriously. You know, if you're going to be a part of the government, you have to adhere and abide by government rules and the regulations. Like if you're given a directive, the expectation is that you are going to follow them.
Yes.
So I don't take issue with people, necessarily doing their job. You just got to make sure that you don't lose sight of those who are in positions of power and authority who are directing their affairs. So to that extent, right? Again, you think back to Nazi Germany. They tried to just a little bit of back history. The Nazis tried to during the Nuremberg trials. Nazis tried to defend because this was a crime considered a crime against humanity. So the Nazis some of them rather, defend their actions by saying we was just following the orders. And that was rejected because you can't just follow orders. That's not going to assuage your guilt in any way. It's not going to make it okay.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to have a moral compass.
You must have a moral compass.
You can't just follow orders like a robot.
You can't. I mean, that's not, as an adult, as a professional, you can't use that as an excuse to say I was just following orders.
No.
You must have a moral compass. But you had it where they was trying to defend their actions by saying we were just following orders, and that was rejected.
Rightfully so.
And rightfully so. Now, certainly, the same set of facts don't exist here, whereas people aren't brought to places in the same manner because there are a lot of similar parallels.
Tell us.
Well, one, you have it to where people are claiming to just follow orders. And you have men and women and children being brought to these deplorable holding facilities.
Right.
Cages.
In fact, yeah.
That's deplorable. There's no place for that in a democracy.
No.
The founding fathers fought against that. That's how this whole nation came into existence. The idea was premised on, we reject kings, crowns, and thrones.
Absolutely. And I feel like the film makes a commentary about that by having this kind of like behind the curtain prison, if you will. Like
100%.
Not trying to spoil once again, but it exists, but no one knows about it, right? And it's not part of this metropolis.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. But listen, on another note, because you look at Superman, right? And it takes one particular individual and it rises him above the batch.
Yeah.
But the reality is that there are real life, everyday heroes. You have social workers and police officers, bus drivers, nurses, teachers, lawyers, home health aides. I mean, these people work every day relentlessly to care for those who are most vulnerable among society.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the reality is, look, are they justly compensated?
Not necessarily. and not in all cases.
I mean, imagine every day you are charged with the task of looking after society's most vulnerable, and you know your life becomes second fiddle.
It's true. Yeah, because you're in the line of fire.
You're in the line of fire, and your job is to, you know, take care of other people. But who counsels the counselor?
Yeah.
Like, who counsels the king or the queen? You spend your whole entire life just looking after the interests of other people. And that is a great and noble, you know, task to take up.
Yeah.
But it seems as though we've created and constructed a society where, to a certain degree, certain lives matter more than others.
Sad.
And this is different. See, I want you to pay close attention to what I'm saying, because the point being, who counsels the counselor? People who every day work relentlessly to see to it that other people's lives are attended to. Their affairs are attended to.
Right. And it's kind of dangerous. It's almost a dangerous position because it's so easy to lose yourself, right? Because you're constantly putting someone else above yourself.
100%. I mean, and then what is the balance, right? Because at a certain point, you have interests as well. You have desires. You have ambitions. But here you are, in part, given some aspect of yourself
away.
Yeah. In exchange for what?
Right.
For money?
Right.
Wages? Well, you're getting a check for it. You agree to. If you don't like your job, get another job. Why don't you just shut up?
Right. Right. And people are quick to criticize those people in these selfless roles, right?
100%.
When things don't go their way, then there's an uproar and they start pointing fingers.
Well, I think we have to start caring for those who are in service to others. We must. It can't just be that every day that other people are getting up to take care of, in effect, things that you owe a duty to. You owe a fealty to, whether it's your grandmother, grandfather, nieces, nephews. Like, collectively, we owe a duty to take care of each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we cannot just say, well, you know, this is your job. Well, where are you in the equation?
Right. It should be our job, the collective.
So that's important because we are, you know, look, imagine every day you get off of work, like you are an MTA worker, whether you drive a bus or you drive a train, or you're a postal worker or you're a police officer. And every day you're out there on the front lines trying to create conditions that, you know, help to make society better overall.
Yeah.
And then when your shift ends, it's like, yeah, don't go anywhere. We're going to need you to do a double.
Nuts. Well, I'm a person.
That's not good. We need to have a society that takes into account the people who need the help and those who provide the help.
Right. They
both need to be factors. Because otherwise, what are you left with? A slave society? Someone else is good. Like, look, if someone is always catering to the needs of someone else, then that means there's a certain sector of society that's just effectively a slave.
Yeah.
So that needs to change.
Absolutely.
Now, what else? Let me check something else off on this list.
Let's hear it.
They're overworked, underpaid, and they're even emotionally strained. There's no account for how they are emotionally. You know, you could present well and be overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
You know, you could be groomed and kempt, but you could be mentally ungroomed and unkempt.
It's just functional.
Barely. We got to make a society that takes into account the totality of the individual. So we want people to be selfless, but we also want those people who are willing to give themselves to be restored. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Mm-hmm. How many times have we heard that one?
There got to be something in the cup.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you get these jobs where they just want you to keep pouring.
Mm-hmm. But who does that serve at the end of the day?
It doesn't serve anyone. It certainly doesn't serve the people that you are tasked with helping.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to have it to where people are being poured back into.
For sure.
Now, this weekend, I was thinking, like, look, we go see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the best version of Superman?
Oh, doubtful.
How you feel about it? You got to just, look, speak your mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I share this with you, but I'll share this with the people. As someone who grew up with Superman, I had a younger brother. And I used to watch the cartoon with him, the movies. He had action figures.
Okay.
I felt like it was a watered down, I won't say watered down, lukewarm version of what it could have been.
But what made you feel that way? Is it based mostly or in part on the expectation in terms of, you've mentioned how, you know, you watched it at a time, you know, years ago, and
yes.
you're thinking comparatively?
I think so. You know, when you're younger, everything is fantastical.
Okay.
You know, big. Here's this superhero. We know his story. Kryptonite weakens him and can kill him. And he's superhuman. He's a metahuman. And then flash forward, you know, 20, 30 years. And you're watching this in the theater and you feel like, you're intelligent enough to understand that this is supposed to appeal to children.
Okay.
And the adult that they're seeing it with, right?
Okay.
So you have to make it simplified in a way for a kid to enjoy, for them to be able to distinguish between, okay, here's the bad guy, Superman is the good guy, right?
Okay.
But also be intelligent enough to hold the attention of the adult. And I felt like it was a little weak in the adult area.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 through 10, where does it rate?
Okay, if I'm going to be fair, I would give it a 7.
Okay.
Because the action was there. It was just the story, the words, the emotion was just not quite there. Like a smidge below where it could have been, you know? It could have been like, but it was.
So what would you say would be your takeaway in terms of what you felt the message was, in terms, like, what is it that you felt was trying to be communicated to you?
Well, without giving it away,
give it away if you have to.
Okay,
I just want you to speak your opinion.
Okay, I felt like they tried to humanize Superman. In fact, he mentioned this a couple of times, right? That he does certain things like a human every day, and I felt like, okay, you're trying to humanize him by reimagining his history, where he came from, his parents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
But it just wasn't strong enough to carry through.
Okay.
You know, it was just like lacking. Like there were little holes that could have been like, it could have added a little more air here.
So you had higher expectations.
I did, you know, that's exactly what it is. I did. I just expected to just be enthralled and feel nostalgic throughout. And although I felt nostalgia in pockets, it wasn't a strong feeling throughout.
Okay.
And I know, like you know, you mentioned they tried to pull in modern elements, certain political elements. Very smart. Right?
No, 100%.
But it's hard to. I think they tried to juggle too much.
Okay.
And so it wasn't as strong as it could be. Maybe they should have picked 1 or 2 elements instead of many.
Okay.
And just keep the classic Superman and modernize a little bit here, like tweak. But for us people who grew up on Superman, it wasn't what we expected. Like I'm not gonna say what I expected.
No, listen, I think
grew up on Superman.
That's totally a fair assessment.
Mm-hmm.
I think they certainly had, a heavy task ahead
Yes.
of them in terms of, one, you have it to where, look, none of these features in terms of social media, right? AI,
right.
I think like at the inception of the Superman concept, none of these things were available to the extent in terms of concept.
Yes.
These factors weren't available for them to consider at its inception. So seeking to try and modernize the franchise, I think that was mainly, they wanted to balance the equities.
Yeah.
To see to it that they can incorporate all of these current sort of, trends and into the movie. And they did an okay job.
Yeah.
And I agree with your assessment. I think a 7 it's a good number. It's a biblical number. It's a good number.
Okay, denote a biblical. Yes. As you were just speaking, I was thinking that maybe it would be fair, now that I've watched this modern day Superman movie, to go and watch an older version and just compare side by side and see, do I feel differently with a fresh perspective on classic Superman versus this modern Superman, and maybe come back and reassess what I'm saying.
I like that.
Because I feel like I'm going by a memory, right, of the Superman that I knew. And I'm comparing this distant memory, because I don't have the best memory.
Yeah.
to this modern version. So maybe I'm not being fair, but you agree with my 7.
Yes. I think 7 is a good number.
And we're about the same age. We have similar.
I think 7 is too generous.
You do. Okay, so what would you give it?
I mean, I think. Look, I'm gonna echo your 7. I think 7 is appropriate here.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I want to give people the opportunity to go watch it. I think 7 is neutral enough
for
for
sure.
people to, make their own assessment.
Because we're not bashing. We just have opinions.
Yeah.
I still say go and see it up.
And 7 is a good number.
Yes.
It's not bad. I will go see a movie at a strong, solid, stern 7.
Yeah.
But look, watching a movie, right? Because we went to it was a decent theater. I wouldn't hike it up to be anything beyond. But it was an overall good experience. Yes. It was one of those dining experiences.
But I love dining. So.
And it was nice.
Yes.
But we went after work.
Yes, we did.
And you think about the sense of relief that you have when you're in a nice, cozy, comfortable environment, and it's a friendly environment. Yes. It has to be friendly. If it's not friendly, I'm not going to be there.
Absolutely.
I have better things to do than be in places that aren't friendly.
Right. Especially after work on a Friday.
But you think about all of the things that when you're at work, all the things you could be doing, that give you a sense of relief, make you feel good. It's a pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think about all of the busy work that I do when I'm at work.
Really?
It's a lot of busy work.
Talk about it, because I can relate.
I mean, look, in different fields, right? You got teachers, for example. They're teaching. But then there's a substantial amount of time that's being spent on, the focus on test data.
Yes.
Not student creativity.
Administrative tasks.
Yes, administrative tasks.
Yes.
Nurses, charting. That consumes time met for patients.
Absolutely, yeah.
Lawyers, too much paperwork, not enough client focus. It's taking you away. It's taking your energy, your focus away on just completing the task at hand.
Right, from the core.
Yeah. Bus drivers, more rules, less care for rider safety.
Denoda.
Social workers, redundant reports. It's the same reports. You generating a report for a report. And then you get an idiot asking you about a report. It's well, how about you go read the report I just wrote?
Hello. Say it again.
It's just stupidity.
Yes.
There needs to be balance.
Yeah. I was about to go on a tangent. I stopped myself.
No, go ahead.
You're talking about go read the report. People just are not present. Were you listening to what I said? Did you read the report? Do the work.
Do the work.
Do the work.
But a lot of this work I feel like it's not even necessary. Like at this point, right? We are to the point where with the proliferation of automated intelligence, where you are effectively producing reports for machines.
Right.
For bots.
Right.
I always find it interesting and comical when I'm going on to a website and a bot is asking me to prove that I'm a human being.
Nothing pisses me off more.
That's rich.
Nothing.
Right? We spend so much time doing busy work and we're producing, like tasks for robots
to learn off of, right? We're training the robots with data.
And we're losing sight of like client-centric sort of activities.
Absolutely.
Or people-centric activities.
Absolutely.
But these are people at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can spend a lot of time getting sort of marred down in details that like when the matter is resolved, you would see it was a big waste of your time. Wasn't even necessary. Busy work.
Busy work.
Not a fan of busy work.
Yeah.
Can you think of some more busy work examples?
I mean, I feel like I'm going to go against you a little bit here. I feel like sometimes the busy work is for documentation, which is important, right?
No, it ain't. But go on.
I only say, okay, as someone, as you know, I don't have the best memory. I feel like investing some time in documenting what has happened can make it easier like 3 months from now when you're like, shoot, what happened back then? Because something else has happened. So the fact that it's documented, you can go back and build on it and maybe make a process more efficient, right? Because you have the history, you can tweak things. So like I said, I feel like I'm going against what you're saying, but I'm saying when busy work is for documentation, I think it's worth it. But when busy work doesn't have a purpose, then it's a waste of time.
I think we are a litigious society. And oftentimes when you think about documentation and reporting and things of that sort, it typically isn't for the purpose of resolving the issue at hand.
Tell me why you feel that way.
It's really designed for the purposes of being able to mount a defense of some sort.
Okay,
if an issue comes up later.
Absolutely
right?
fair.
So you're not really like it's more of like a protective measure. It's not a measure that is designed to help resolve the issue at hand.
Fair.
It's really designed to say, look, here is all of the the different things that was going on, and here is the proof and all the information that you need to know that I am not the blame.
I can't disagree with that. I can't.
All right. We need to get back to help. Look, you think about the role of a parent. Think about your own youth, right? Your parents wasn't documenting the frequency of your meals.
Definitely not.
Or when you bathe, or when you clean your sheets or towels or what have you.
Didn't have time.
You did what you needed to do.
Right.
Your parents oversaw the process.
Right.
And here we are today.
Right. It's true.
How you doing?
Right. It's true. They laid down the guardrails, right? Like
and
in
that's
my
what
family, Saturdays was cleanup days. You're gonna clean the house. You're gonna change your sheets. And you were expected to do it. So you
had to do it. It wasn't even anything he was going to debate.
There's no debate.
It wasn't an election.
No.
Who votes to clean up on Saturday?
Right.
You cleaned up on Saturday. That was it. It was the law.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Too much busy work going on.
But then if the busy work goes away, do people lose jobs?
I think if the busy work go away, you do more meaningful work.
Okay.
You spend more time helping people, making them helping to enhance the quality of the individual that they are. You spend more time doing the actual work that you are tasked with doing.
I don't disagree.
So and look, I am looking forward to the day when busy work is over.
Okay. Let's count down.
Look, let's start the countdown because I think that day is near.
It needs to be.
It needs to be.
Yeah.
But
maybe we can work less. Maybe the workday can be 6 hours.
Listen,
or
and
4 days.
You got to be able to have a work-life balance.
Absolutely.
Because you got, look, one of the biggest issues is burnout.
We were just talking about this.
You get a job, you going above and beyond.
Let's talk about that.
Right? And you get your check. The same number from last time.
Yes. You don't get an extra bonus for
Hell
going above
no.
and beyond.
Why would they give you more money? You a fool. They're going to give you more work. I would give you more work. You's a fool.
Can I tell you that's always the reward when you go above and beyond? More work.
Yeah, it's more work. Look, we got to do meaningful work. See, you can add on more work. You can add on more tasks. Doesn't mean that you're going to have a better output or at a better outcome.
Absolutely. And honestly, what does it mean to you at the end of the day? Because your tombstone isn't going to read best employee.
Not at all.
Right?
And look, and so with having a good work-life balance, here are a few tips.
Okay, tell us.
Look, you got to set boundaries.
Oh, that is absolutely number one.
Look, avoid after-hour tasks, period. Well, let me just do this real quick. Listen, what time is it?
Take a look at that watch.
Is it time to go? Well, that's what you need to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got to check in on your mental health.
Yeah.
You got to check in on yourself because these fools ain't going to check in on you.
Right.
They don't give a damn.
Right. And guess what? There'll be more work the next day.
Yeah, listen, a job is like a train. Constantly moving.
Constantly. It doesn't
People
stop.
getting on and off. Don't sit there and burn yourself out for a job that cares nothing for you.
Tell them. Number 2?
Well, that's number 2. Checking on your mental health.
That was number 2. I'm sorry.
Number 3. Take micro breaks during the day. You got to find, I remember when I was younger, one of my first jobs, I think back to like quite frequently, people would take cigarette breaks. Now, I didn't smoke. I stayed away from that mess.
Yes.
But people would take cigarette breaks. I didn't smoke, so I never took a break. And here I am now thinking back like, wow. I got the short end of the stick.
I know. Can we talk about how many times they would step away to take the cigarette break?
Throughout the day. Constantly,
Absolutely.
It was almost like a badge of honor if you smoke cigarettes because you got extra privileges.
And can we talk about it was okay?
Yes.
Oh, she just went out to smoke. Oh, he just went out to smoke. Like, it was acceptable.
100%. So I think it's important that throughout the day, look, you take micro breaks. So what? You don't smoke. Take a walk. Go outside and just look up at the sky. Well, your neck hurt. Okay, well, look down at your feet.
Right.
But get out of that goddamn office.
Yes.
Part of my French.
Yes, that over air conditioned office. Let's talk about that too.
Get out of there.
Yeah. Get some fresh air.
Maybe keep a purpose journal. I don't know. Write down a few ideas. What do you think? What do you want to add to the mix?
I mean, I'm a huge proponent of walking, and I've learned to take them when I'm frustrated, because sometimes you have that energy that's just lingering.
Okay.
And then when you just get out there and start to move your body, you can expel that energy in a positive way. You can come back. Your mind is refreshed.
Okay.
You can generate new ideas. So I'm a big proponent in taking a walk.
Okay.
I am.
And learn to say no.
Oh, yes.
Listen, you got to know your limits. You got to know your limits.
Yes.
These fools don't give a damn about you
They
if you
do
live
not.
or you unalive. They don't care. Know your limits and say no.
Yeah.
I've learned years ago that no is a secret word to the next level.
Okay.
Learn it.
Okay.
Use it when appropriate.
You know what I learned? That no is a complete sentence.
Bingo.
Very similar to what
like
you just
it.
said. Yeah.
Don't tell me no, but tell everybody else no. Listen, we got to close this thing out. This was a good show. I hope people got something from it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed doing it.
I did too, Denota.
This is the Oddity Report. We see y'all again next week.
Later.
Love y'all. Peace.